Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a 1-year ownership update video on the 2023 Tesla Model 3. This is the rear-wheel drive base model with the LFP battery pack. We picked this up about a year ago. It was October of 23. So it's been about 1 year, and then we put about 14,000 miles on this thing. So we'll just go through some of the experiences we've had with the Model 3. And then Tesla just released another trial of the full self-driving, and we now have the A.S.S, the Auto Smart Summon, or actual Smart Summon, I think they call it. So we're going to take this to a parking lot, test that summon out, see how it works, see if it's just a gimmick or not. But we'll go for a drive here and discuss my thoughts after 1 year of ownership. All right, guys, so it's been 1 year with the rear-wheel drive Model 3. Said we picked this up a year ago up in Minneapolis. We have a video of that whole buying experience. How to buy a Tesla online step-by-step. So if you're interested in that whole video, I'll have that link down in the description. But that was a pretty interesting process on buying a Tesla, doing everything online. Mainly on a computer and then on the phone app. Definitely different than a normal car buying experience, but it went pretty well. No complaints, so that was cool to learn that whole process. But since taking delivery, we've put 14,000 miles on this thing, so we did daily drive it and tried to rack up as many miles as we can, because this thing is so easy to drive. That's what I love about Tesla. It's easy to drive. You just get in, foot on the brake. You don't even have to start it. No keys to turn an ignition or anything. So very easy to drive. And with this Model 3, the rear-wheel drive, it gets such good economy. It's one of the best ones out there, having just the rear motor. You get about 2 to 225 watt-hour per mile during the summer. So if you're really hyper miling it, you can get this thing to almost 5 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty awesome. So we did live with this car through one Midwest winter, and unfortunately the range definitely does take a hit in the colder climates. What I've figured is just take about a third of the normal range off in the winter, maybe a little less, depending on how cold it is. And if you're going to be doing a lot of highway driving, just consider you're going to get at least a third less range, and plan accordingly. As for rear-wheel drive in the ice and the snow, we did make a little video last winter when we had a winter storm warning. We got about 10 to 12 inches of snow, and I went out and drove this with its all-season tires. And if you don't have a lot of hills, you might be able to make it with just the all-season tires. But in the end of that video, you will see that I got stuck going up just a little bit of an incline. So rear-wheel drive model, if you're living in the cold climates with a lot of snow, you're definitely going to have to invest in a set of snow tires. I do have a gas-powered four-wheel drive SUV that I can use for the really snowy days, so the rear-wheel drive wasn't as big of a deal for me, because it wasn't my only car. But you may want to look at the long range with the all-wheel drive or the performance model if you're going to do a lot of snowy, icy driving. So far as reliability goes, we have not had any issues to speak of. I'm going to knock on this fake wood in the car here, because this thing has been bulletproof. No issues to speak of. We haven't had to call service or any of that type of stuff. The only thing that I've had to do is get a nail fixed in the tire. I got a nail a couple thousand miles after we picked this thing up. But I found out that inside of these Tesla tires, there's actually some foam padding. I think it's supposed to help with road noise. So the discount tire store had fun removing that foam and then patching the tire and then having to put that foam back in there. So So I can't think of anything that stands out that I really dislike about the Model 3. The only downside, I think a lot of people talk about it, is the suspension. I don't ever ride in the back, but my passengers that have rode in the back says it's one of the bumpiest cars that they've ever ridden in. So I think they've tried to address that with the new Model 3's suspension. I've heard is a little bit better, but I just don't think the Model 3 is the car that's going to give you that luxury suspension feel. If you want that, you're going to have to go with like the Model S or X that have the air ride option. And of course, the best thing about owning a Tesla is I've done zero maintenance to this thing, almost zero. The only thing I did at the 7,500 mile interval, maybe it was 8,500, I can't remember what it says on the screen, but to have the tires rotated. Since this is rear wheel drive only, those rear tires do wear quicker than the front, so we did that, and actually that'll be coming up, that they'll need to be rotated here again around 15,000 miles. So other than that, the only thing I've done is add windshield washer fluid, which that is awesome. No oil changes, no air filter changes. Just get in and go. So would I recommend the rear wheel drive LFP battery? Yes, I would. The excellent economy, like getting that almost 5 miles per kilowatt in the summer months, is awesome. So it's very, very cheap and efficient when it comes to electricity usage. So I get 10 cents per kilowatt hour when I charge at home. So I can charge this thing up to full for under $5 because I never let it get all the way to empty, and this is a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack. And the best thing about the LFP, guys, is that they don't care if you charge it to 100% daily or on the regular. They actually recommend it so it can recalibrate itself, at least to do 100% charge once a week. So I find that appealing myself, being able to just 100% charge, not have to worry about 80% or 85% for the longevity of the battery. So that might be something to take into account too, if you're looking at the LFP rear wheel drives. So yes, I would definitely recommend the rear wheel drive, especially if you're just trying to get into your first Tesla. You can get some of these things for crazy prices now. Get a couple-year-old one that's under $25,000, and then get the $4,000 used EV tax credit. Having a Tesla Model 3 for under $20,000 is super appealing. These cars have so much technology in them, full self-driving, all the connected apps. You can do all the streaming services and YouTube and Netflix, watch all those streaming services while you charge. It's just a car full of technology, and for under 20 grand, I just don't think you can beat it. So if you're thinking going LFP rear wheel drive, I say do it. Alright guys, we're going to go scope out some parking lots here, see if we can find one that we can try out this actual smart summon feature while we still have the full self-driving trial, and see if it's something that we can actually get some use out of, or if it's just a gimmick. So alright guys, so inside the app we are going to go down to summon. And then right there, do you see where it says come to me? We're going to do that option. You can see out there in the distance, there's a white Tesla at the end of the parking lot. So we're going to hold down the come to me button and watch the magic. right, guys, we're gonna try it one more time. A little bit farther away this time. Well, guys, on that note, actual smart summon is pretty cool. The Model 3 rear-wheel drive, definitely worth it if you're looking for an entry-level Tesla. What can you say, under 20 grand for a used one of these, and you can have it self-drive to pick you up. That's awesome. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned to the next video. We're actually going to be taking this down to CarMax and getting a value to see what they'll give us on this. I've been looking at potentially purchasing a new Model 3 Performance. So if we can get rid of this for a decent amount, we might just do that. So we'll have some comparisons from like Cars.com and Carvana and all those different places, and see who has the highest value for a 2023 rear-wheel drive. So stay tuned for that. Have a good one, guys. Remember how I said I was thinking about getting a Model 3 Performance, a new one, guys? I just pulled up to supercharge our rear-wheel drive, and right there, a brand new Model 3 Performance in the gray that we'd have to get the tax credit.